Okay, I'm back at it again. This time I'm going straight to the Nether. Clearly I know exactly where I need to go, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be looking through /locate. Some minutes of unrelated digging later, some random placement of TNT, some lighting of TNT, and of course, some failed explosions. Now to clear out some of the lava that's left behind, and trying to clear out some of the area to make the area look better. And then, of course, accidentally finding 2 ancient debris. How am I not this lucky in normal survival Minecraft? And then, suddenly, finding a nether fortress at the very end of this very long tunnel that I so happened to find magically after entering this nether portal. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Building Your Comments. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a request from Priyanka J3238 to upgrade a nether fortress. This will be the first time I've ever built in a nether on this world, so let's get a good look around this area. So we got ourselves bridges, blaze spawners, these crossings, we got a bunch of these little hallways. There's a lot of stuff to a nether fortress, I'm realizing. But the most important thing, of course, is loot. That's not what I had in mind. I said loot, never mind. That's not it. And now we're talking. Anyways, let's go ahead and start looking for an area to build ourselves our nether fortress, and let's hope we have some fun with it. Okay, now that we found an area that we want to play around with, it's actually not that far away from our spawn. It's right here. Look at this. Ooh. Ah, it's beautiful. We just have to do a lot of terraforming to get our building to fit perfectly here, but besides that, this area should be fine. Now to look for blocks that fit our nethery aesthetic. And now that we have those, we can get started with building, right? Yeah, this is going to be a long adventure for me. Okay, so quick little side note before I actually get started on building. You're just going to see some footage of me building stuff in the background, but I'm going to try editing this video differently. I'm not going to do a huge time lapse like I normally do, and this time I'm just going to do a little bit of a different editing. So, if you have any suggestions for how I should edit this, leave them down in the comments below. Did you like the way that this video looks, or do you prefer the previous videos where I just have a huge time lapse? I don't know. I don't know which one I like more. I like both, but they're both nice. So one of the first steps I had was to clear out the area because I had a big building in mind, so I had to clear out the area from the very top of the nether, so basically the bedrock, all the way down to the area I was building. This was a pain. Next up was designing a wall that I could use to surround the entire fortress, because why not have a wall? It might make it interesting. After designing said wall, which was oddly too difficult, came the 2-hour-long period of rebuilding that entire design all the way around the outline that I had designed for this build. I unironically hated myself so much after I finished building this. This was an absolute pain. However, future Brandon approves of past Brandon's pain. I had to do the wall in several different steps because if I did it all at once, I would have forgotten every single piece because of how complex I made it for myself. Before anyone says anything, yes, I should have used commands. And no, I do not use World Edit because I play on Bedrock. And before anyone corrects me again, I'm not smart enough, and I'm too lazy to look up how. After I finally finished the entirety of the outline of the wall, I finally started working on some smaller details I hadn't added beforehand. Also, I had happened to realize at this point that I had only built the outside of the wall and not the inside, and suddenly I was depressed again. Yes, I did place every single block here by hand, and I do hate myself for it, but at least I'm happy with the way it turned out in the end. The things you have to do for beauty. As a certified beautiful person, this was clearly worth it. Please tell me I'm beautiful down in the comments below. My ego needs it. I mean, just look at myself. I am definitely beautiful, right? Right? Anyways, I guess we're going back to beautifying our project. Now we're going back to the bridge and finishing it up with some extra details. Yes, I did have to build 6 of these amazing towers. It was just a pain to go around and build each one separately. Completely worth it though. Each one of these towers got their own separate blue flame. Oh, I love it. Now the really fun part of trying to figure out the outline of the building I wanted to make, plus the bridge that I wanted to recreate. And what evil nether fortress does not come with a ton of lava? Not this one. And once we have all of our lava in place, of course, the next thing to do is terraforming. We gotta put a lot of blocks around to make this area look nice. And of course, building the building itself comes with some extra terrors. And by this point, I was already working on this build for like 5 hours now, so I was getting kind of tired and I didn't really want to do anymore. Of course, I took several breaks while building this. It was just the idea of staying in the Nether for the past few days for over 5 hours, and that was mentally draining. I hate the Nether. I don't like how dark and dull it is. I prefer bright spaces, which is why I build only in the overworld. Yeah, it makes sense. Anyways, I'm gonna just skip ahead to when I finish up everything, because this is basically the end. It's just me trying to figure stuff out. Okay, now let's go ahead and start looking at our build, as it is finished now. Yeah, even from the distance right here, I think it looks really cool. I like this. It looks really nice, apart from the building itself, which is nowhere near complete. It's just a section of it that I thought I'd at least try to finish today, and then maybe get back to on another day. I like the way it looks. I think it has a lot of potential, and I am excited to see where this build goes. It's just we need to spend a little bit more time on actually detailing it, and I think it'll turn out really well. For what we have so far, I love it. This thing looks amazing. I love the walls, I love the details. I'm really happy with the way the bridge turned out. I just need to add more pathways to make it more interesting. But that's about it for what I've done today. But considering what we have done today, let's go ahead and look at it all. So we have ourselves these lava falls, which I was really happy with, because it was a little accident when I came down here and I saw this huge lava lake, where I realized I could have put the Nether fortress down here instead, but decided to put it up here because I was too lazy to look further around. Anyways, this area turned out pretty nicely. I just need to put more details down there, and I think it'll work out perfectly. Now as we come over here, the most iconic part about a Nether fortress, in my opinion, are the bridges, which is why I wanted to focus on the bridges and the bridge aspect of the building. Instead of going for the traditional bridge, I decided to go for a broken bridge to make it look more worn and old. I don't know. And of course I still had to keep in the Nether wart, and I decided to add in the strider pens back there for if you wanted to ride around the lava. And now as we go into the interior, we can see a throne, a ghast, a bunch of pathways, a lava wall. Of course, this room is not finished, so I still need to finish it, but I'm just giving myself ideas of what to put around here. And yeah, that's about it for this area. And this building right here has no access whatsoever. It's just kind of there to add some color. I was also thinking while I was building this that this started to look a little bit more like a bastion, and I kind of thought about the idea that what if we mix the two together? And in a future episode, I'd try to bring in some of the aspects of a bastion into this build. I think it could be interesting, and I think it'll be a nice way to work on the Nether. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. Completely free to do and helps me out greatly. Lets other people know that you might like the videos and they might like it too. And if you like my content in general, hit the subscribe button. I do a lot of stuff like this, and I plan on continuing to do this for who knows how long. And of course, hit that little bell. You'll be notified of exactly when I post my episodes, so you can be one of the first people to watch them. Anyways, thank you for watching. And of course, have a good one.